Hey everybody, it's Flatbread Friday and my garden is growing. I got some kale and some collard greens, and today we're gonna do a garlicky kale and collard green southern style pizza, and it's gonna be fun and yummy, and let's get her done. I know I said it's been raining, but I also washed these leaves so they are more wet than they would have been if they were fresh out of the garden. We're gonna cut the thick stems off. Save them for Miss Kelly because she loves those. Now it's time to cut up our kale, our destemmed kale. Our kale is chopped up. And now we're gonna do our collards. Collard greens are a lot less mature than the kale. Skinny and flat, and the stems are not huge. So we're just gonna go this way. Now I've lined up our strips and we're gonna cut them the other way into squares. And add them in with our kale. Our collards are on top of our kale, and we're gonna toss them together, mix them up. And that seems like a lot, but we're gonna cook these first, so they're gonna shrink. But before we cook our greens, I wanna add some crispy roasted garlic and tomatoes on top of the greens with some other stuff. So first thing we're going to do is dice up a tomato or two, aroma. And the way I like to do it is to remove the seeds. And then slice it lengthwise. And I think we're gonna keep these pieces big. So we'll slice them lengthwise and then just in half. We don't need to be diced, we're gonna be chunks. So let's get this done. So I'm preheating the oven to 350 degrees. I'm gonna take some roasted garlic oil, and because this is made out of olive oil and it's been in the refrigerator, it's pretty solid. And some of it is liquid, so we can pour that in. And then we're going to take about a tablespoon of this garlic and put that in. And our tomatoes. And these are going to go in the oven for about 10 minutes or so to get crisped up. And it's going to be one of our toppings. And while those are cooking, we might build the base. Let's make them in a single layer, ready to go in. Our base is going to begin with 4 ounces of cream cheese, and about an equal amount of mayo. That looks about right. And just a little splash of tomato sauce to tomato it up a little bit. That ought to do it too. And those are our ingredients for our base. And I think I want to add some herbs to that. I'm also going to season it up with a little bit of salt and pepper. And here come our chopped Italian herbs, basil, parsley, and now we're going to take our immersion blender and blend this up. Cream cheese is softened, by the way, so it should be fine. Here's our creamy base for our pizza. And now we're going to cook our collards and let them cool down, and then we're going to assemble this southern style collards and kale pizza. Here's our skillet over medium heat, and we got a 1/4 cup of chicken stock, a splash of lemon juice, some salt and pepper, and in goes our greens. We're going to toss them around and wilt them up in this flavory liquid. Give them some savoriness and some tang, and that'll make them real good. So these are going to cook for 3 or 4 minutes or so until they're wilted up. I'm going to coat them up. I might want to cover these. Let's see how it goes. Our garlic and tomatoes are toasted up nicely. And we're going to set those aside to cool. They smell real good too. That's going to make a nice extra topping on our pizza. As you can see, our kale and collards are shrinking up. And at this point, I'm going to turn off the heat. They're turning a little brown actually too. So the heat's going off, and I'm going to pull these off of this burner and just let them cool down. And we are ready now to assemble our pizza. It's time now to build our pizza. Start out with some flour on a work surface and on your hands. Okay, we got our pizza dough down in our flour, coating it up. Get some air out of it, and then we're going to stretch it up. And stretch it out. We're going to use our round pizza pan again today, so we're going to try to keep it round. Our dough is all shaped up on our pizza pan, lined with parchment. And now we're going to pierce it around. Keep it from popping up. It's getting stuck. Stretch out this edge a little more. Okay, we're all pierced up. I have increased the temperature of the oven to 450 degrees, which is the recommended temperature for this brand of pizza dough. And the first thing we're going to do is top this with our base. Spread it around. I'm going to go pretty close to all the way out to the edges with this one. Almost there. Let's get her finished. Our base is on. Looking good. Next thing that's coming is some shredded mozzarella cheese. You could mix it up with some other cheeses if you like a cheese mix. Swiss or cheddar or a nice cheese blend, but I'm going to put our cheese blend over top this time. So I'm just going to use mozzarella on the bottom. Use it all. Spread it out evenly. Okay, cheese is on. Ready for the next step. The next step is our seasoned greens. I'm gonna squeeze some of the liquid out of it, but I want to keep that flavor, so we'll keep them moist, spread them evenly around. That lemoniness that's in these greens is going to taste real good. And the savoriness of the chicken stock. You could use vegetable stock if you wanted to, but once you see our next step, you're going to know why meat stock is okay. Our greens are on, pretty well distributed. Looking good, smelling good. The next thing I'm going to add is some cubed southern smoked ham pieces. We're going to distribute those all around. Our ham cubes are down, and I got some left over, and I think I'm going to make some chopped ham and pickle salad with the leftovers, because this is good tasting ham. But we got a couple more things to do, and then we're going in the oven. We have our crispy garlic and tomato mixture, and that's going on. Gonna make a mess of my hands. And these are gonna crisp up as this pizza bakes. The garlic will be crispy, the tomatoes will be roasty, and the flavor will be yummy. Tomato pieces are on with the garlic, and give it some nice color, and it's going to give it some nice flavor. And now we're going to finish it up and bake it. Next thing that's going on is my favorite four Italian cheese shaved blend. It's going to give it a nice crust. Some sharpness and protect these things from the hot oven. Our southern style kale and collards pizza is ready to go in the oven. Let's put her in and see what she comes out like. It's going to be about 20 minutes, and we'll taste her up when she comes out. Our southern style collards and kale pizza is out of the oven, looking great, smelling great, and now we're going to slice it and serve it up. We've got our garlicky southern style greens pizza on a plate. It looks delicious. I'm not going to garnish this one because it's colorful all by itself. And so we're just going to give it a bite and see how it came out. Thank you for joining me for this week's edition of Flatbread Friday. Here's our southern style garlicky kale and collards pizza, and it's time to go in. Came out so good, and I'm probably going to be doing a lot more with kale and collard greens for the rest of the summer. And I have one other early crop that is coming up, and we're going to make a video out of that, and you'll see what it is when we see you again soon. Have a good one. Happy weekend. Happy Flatbread Friday.